Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be an update on the weather in general, but also mainly focusing on a more active stormy pattern, potentially snowy for a lot of the Midwest and Northeast. Also, parts of the South could be receiving some snow with these potential snowstorms, and also the Arctic air making a big comeback later on in late January and early February. So that could definitely be a big story because it's just the temperatures are going to be barbarically cold if it does happen what they're showing right now. But I just don't think it's going to be as cold as they're showing, but it's still going to be a big change. And as of now, we're having these roller coaster rides of warm temperatures and then cold and then warm and then cold. But come late January, early February, we could transition into all cold pattern, especially for eastern half of the nation, east of the Rockies, and that could really bring in a lot of snow for some of the areas. So let's get right into the first talking about the storms in general. So you could see quite a quiet pattern for the rest of this week. This you could see January 27th, 28th. There could be a storm that pops up from the south, but this does not look like to be anything too significant. There could be a little small Alberta Clipper, this little system disturbance passing by through northern/central Illinois before that weekends, but the main first storm of the week will be February 1st, and that could impact areas like Illinois, Indiana, Missouri, even Detroit, Michigan. So those areas could get impacted. But again, guys, this storm is so far out. It might not even happen. It might move way up here, being the snow in North Dakota. The snow might be in South Carolina. We really don't know at this point because this model, as I move back, has been jumping around. It's been signifying. See, these model runs are pretty much indicating something, but now it's becoming. The previous model run was a much stronger storm. Now it's a little bit weaker, but still will produce several inches for the Midwest. And then afterwards, there's another little system that comes from the north, pretty much the same exact storm type that develops but a little bit further south, and then another system, and that's pretty much how it's gonna go, just storm after storm. And now, if we rewind this back to now, and let's look at the 2-meter temperature anomalies. This tells you whether the temperatures out in the future are going to be above average or below average. And areas where the color is red, orange, or just slightly yellow, then those areas are going to be above average. The darker it gets, the more above average. You can see here's a scale. Same goes with the blue. Blue is below average. The darker it gets, the more below average. So we keep going on further through the week. This is Friday, some warm temperatures for now, very warm temperatures, and you could see this Arctic area is pretty much really eager to get into the U.S. And it does make small little comebacks, but nothing too major before another warm blast comes through. So that's what I mean. We're gonna have some cool down, some cold air, nothing too major before you could see this is where the first major wave comes through. This is Friday, February 2nd. This is next week, Friday, and that gets a little bit pushed out. But see, this warm air is not nearly as strong as the previous blast, and then this Arctic air just comes screaming through, and you could see that is just the same. If this were to happen, this would be the same Arctic air that we had in early December across the or late December across the Midwest. So potential for some cold air, guys. Mark my words. This might happen. This might not. But there definitely is going to be some sort of cool down. We don't know the strength or the danger of it because it's still so far out. But if we look at my local weather office, and this is Niles because I live in Niles, Illinois, you could see there's going to be 30s today, tomorrow, but then it warms up, and then you can see it back drops into the 30s, then back up into the 50s. But then once this wave passes through, you can see it's just going to stay 20s, 30s, and it's going to stay there, and some snow showers, but that's so far out, it definitely will change. If you're curious to how cold will this actually be, the actual temperature, we could look at the 2-meter temperature, which is at 2 meters the surface temperature. What will be the actual temperature, not the feels like. And you could see negative 20s across much and 30s. This is not wind chill, guys. This would be an insane cold mass. I just don't think it'll be this cold, But I mean, the possibilities are certainly there. But models tend to always explode these cold masses a lot more than they actually are going to be. I think there's going to be some cold air intruding from the north, but it's just I don't think it's going to be nearly as cold as it's showing, because you could see by this standards it's showing 30s, negative 20s. For areas like Chicago, that'd be negative 13, negative 12, and it's just going to be some bitterly cold air. You can see there's going to be some moderation, as I pointed out in the beginning, but it's not going to be nearly as warm. It's not even going to go out of freezing. But this cold air could definitely make a huge turn. So stay tuned, guys. This could be a big event. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing. As always, see you guys on the next episode.